Hi everyone, welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Korona Route, Episode 4. So in Episode 3, we had a somewhat interesting date, even though it's not labeled that. So Akito took Korona to the planetarium and they watched this very soothing and touching show where it involved everyone holding hands. So as couples, and Korona held hands with Akito. And then after the event, Akito bought a book of photographs from the Hubble Space Telescope. And Korona's so excited that she's sharing it with Hinami. And while Hinami's interested in looking at what each picture is, Korona keeps mentioning that, well, I got this book from Akito or Akini and I'm so happy, it's so rewarding. So right now, Korona's back in Akito's room, back to studying for the entrance exams to Mako Academy. So we did have a little break and now it's time for Akito to go back to work. Okay, so let's see how it goes from here. Oh, and Saya. Okay, so Saya appears to be here. So Saya shows up unexpectedly. Oh, thank you, miss. So I got a pork bun from the heat case and put it on some paper and gave it to her. Oh, so we keep them hot, and they're always toasty. She looks happy for some reason. And I don't know why, but it isn't bad. So why are you here so late? So it's already dark outside. Okay. So it's pretty... Okay, so it's pretty out of the way for her to stop by. And I wonder why she would walk all the way just for a laugh. So it's dangerous to walk alone this late, you know. So I'll take Kotaro and walk you home. Sai glances at the manager. Okay, so he tells the manager, okay, so it's alright, I go out for a bit. And of course, not a problem from the manager. So I understand, and you need to be careful, Saya-chan. So the manager sends us off, and we left the store. Oh, I like it. That was good. Or that's good. Kotaro has finished shedding, so his fur isn't too bad. So it's not going to get all over Saya. So Saya pet him all over. Careful to not get fur on her coat. Okay, that's enough. So let's go. Come on, more? At this rate, I have to use the lint roller on her. So how are things with you and Korona? It's good. Well, thanks to you. And I remember that I hadn't told Saya about what happened. And I guess she would want to know, and I had talked with her before, but I hadn't followed up with what happened after that. Oh, I'm sorry, so I forgot to tell you. That's true, so no news is good news. That's fine. And if things hadn't gone well, I probably would have asked Saya for more advice. So it was thanks to you, Saya.
私は何もしてないってば。
But no, I didn't do anything.
でも、よかったね、アキトくん。ずっと元気なかったから。
Wait, really?
そうだよ。私見てたもん。
So I noticed it. Saya said she had noticed, even though we hadn't seen each other much. But I'm sure the silence is also a clue for Saya. And maybe she is busy in the new year. She hadn't brought me any food either.
心配してたんだよ。光、またいなくなっちゃったから。
And also, Hikari left again. Well, you're being silly now. When I tried to deny it, I thought about it again. So Hikari had moved again, and now... So our reformed Mikazuki Astronomy Club has been split up. And maybe I felt sad about that somewhere in my mind. Well, just say that, but you never came to cheer me up.
だって、私じゃ光の代わりにはなれないからね。
But it still kind of feels empty without Hikari, so... Saya murmurs sadly. Her voice disappears in the nighttime wind, but it reaches my ears. And it isn't like Saya wanted the same things as Hikari, so why would she say such things? So Saya, you...
秋におばちゃんがこっちだって。
And Korona comes in at the wrong time and sees Akito with Saya. Okay, there you go. And once she notices Saya, who is standing in my shadow, she swallows what she's about to say.
天の川さや。こんばんは、コロナちゃん。
Hello, Korona-chan. Or good night, or good evening. And in the face of Korona's open hostility, Saya gives a calm greeting. And the fact that Saya is so calm seems only to worsen her mood. Korona just stares at her coldly.
秋にごめん。今日は帰るね。
Okay, well, wait, so your bus isn't here yet. So with no bus, she had to stay. She must have thought about that going back into the store would be seen as retreating, so she stood her ground.
あのね、コロナちゃん。
Well, I'm sure taking the bus and getting away as soon as possible is also a form of retreating, so either way, Korona's not going to win.
あなたに言いたいことがあって。何よ。ありがとう。
So words of thanks come out of Sai's mouth.
はあ？なんでありがとうなの？意味わかんない。
So wait, why thank me? I don't know what I did.
それはコロナちゃんがアキトくんに。
So what happened?
そんな説明聞きたくない。
Korona's scream echoes across the Mikazuki station.
何よありがとうって。何様のつもり？お礼を言うくらいなら自分ですればよかったんだよ。あんたはいっつも誰かを傷つける。本当に肝心な時に限って大事なことから逃げてさ。
And that's the first time I had seen her look so threatening. Korona, who's always happy and energetic, I couldn't believe she could be so intense.
秋兄は許しても、コロナはあんたを許さない。一度ならず二度までも同じことを繰り返そうとするなんて。
She never moved her glare from Saya. And I have no idea what she's trying to say. So, what was it about this thank you and what's it for? And all I understand is that the discord between them is deeper than I thought. Well, then again, it's more like Korona is pushing back at Saya. Despite Saya trying to be nice and actually trying to make friends with Korona.
君もいい人すぎるよ。こんなひどいことされてさ。
So it's mostly a Korona problem. No, wait, what are you saying about Saya did to me?
ほら気づいてない。気づかせないようにこいつはうまくやるんだ。
So you must have brainwashed him, or you must have hid all the stuff from him and tricked him. Well, I don't know what's going on, but that's too far. So no matter how much you hate Saya, you shouldn't talk to her like that.
アキ兄はこの女をかばうの？
So you're on Amaragawa Saya's side, right, Akini?
アキト君、もういいから。私は平気だから。いい加減にしてよ。
Her shout creates total silence.
そういうの、うんざり。これ以上コロナを怒らせないでよ。
So why is she so angry? Something must have happened when I was not around. But it didn't feel or look like I shouldn't ask for an explanation.
バスも来たし、コロナ帰る。
Okay, the bus is here, so I'm going home. And the bus had arrived at some point. Korona tries to get right on.
アキ兄、今日はごめん。コロナ取り乱しちゃって。アキ兄は何も悪くないから。だから気を悪くしないでもらえると嬉しい。
So I hope I didn't upset you.
またお部屋を貸してもらいに来るね。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
She's calm when she speaks to me. And she even seems to feel bad. Korona goes home, leaving Sai and I behind. So I wonder what happened that caused Korona to be so upset at Saya. So, just what is going on? I had to ask what had happened between them.
ごめん、アキト君。許して。
But things can't continue like this. So if we can resolve the main problem that got both of you to split, then this will be the ending that I'm hoping for. So what really happened and what caused this to occur?
これは私とコロナちゃんの問題だから。
Well,
アキト君には迷惑かけないから。だから。
well, please stay out of this. So I want to resolve this between Korona and me. And I could sense that Saya didn't want me to get involved. I had been lying if I had said I don't want to know. But I decided to trust Saya, so I'll let Saya deal with it. I see. Well, I'll leave it alone for now. But don't hesitate to ask me if you need help.
わかった。そうなったら頼らせてもらうね。
So Saya firmly smiles.
ごめんね、あっくん。迷惑ばっかりかけて。
So did I cause any trouble for you? Don't worry about it. But you're way more stubborn than you look, Saya.
もう、私そんなに頑固じゃないよ。
That's not true. Well, look who's talking. Look it. So what is he doing to Saya? So I pulled on Saya's cheeks. And she's cute like that. And it's unfair for girls to be so pretty.
もう、ひどいよ、アキト君。
You're mean, you're teasing me. Well, this isn't so bad now and then.
そんなのでごまかされないんだから。
So her cheeks puffed out in anger. So it felt good to do something so nostalgic. And I wonder how long it had been since I had talked to Saya about this, or like this. It felt like a deep, long time.
とうとうやっちゃった。
I just hadn't been able to hold back. My health felt hot inside, and when I noticed, I became even more angry.
しかもアキ兄のいるところでなんて。
And now Akini has saw everything. So he's the last person I wanted to know about this. So he's probably super surprised. So how long had it been since he had seen rage like this?
なかったことにはさすがにできないよね。
So Akini would probably want to know the reason. And then he would take that girl's side again.
おかしいな。こうなるはずじゃなかったのに。
So it felt like the chrome was rubbing away, or the mask is coming off, or at least something like this.
あんなコロナ、アキ兄は嫌いだよね。
So now that he's seen me get angry and yell at Saya, I don't think he'll like me after this, and he probably wants to side with Saya instead. The reasonable, clever girl. And with happy greetings and polite bows. And this is the Korona that everyone likes.
失敗しちゃった。
I had a date with Akini and everything. And I had been expecting things to just go well. But now I had just wrecked everything. So... Well, it's no good, so I'm crying. And there is no stopping it now. It's nothing to cry about, and I could not help the tears. I had my face behind the bus seat and cried for a while. So I get off the bus and then head home. And the streetlights illuminated me, but it's pitch dark inside my heart.
ただいま。
So Korona's back home.
今日晩ご飯いらないから。
And saying only that, I went into my room.
もう最悪。
So why does it have to be me, or why did I get so upset? And I fell on my bed without even turning on the light. And unlike Akini's mattress, this one is aired out nicely. So it doesn't have any of that sweat or smell. And I wonder how well Takegichi's mattress is. So is it smelly too? So it's filled with the smell of the sun. So it smells fresh, and so the sun would kill all the germs and it'll remove all the odors.
まさかあんなところで天の川さやに出くわすなんてな。
Well, I had been totally unprepared. It's like, well, but then again for Akito, he was unprepared too. It's like, I had no idea that Sai would show up because she needed to buy something for dinner. I hadn't noticed her on the other side of Akini. If I had noticed, I could have prepared myself.
それにしても、言うにこと書いてありがとうとは何よありがとうとは。
She said thank you, so she knows what she did.
分かっててやってるんだったら、なお悪いよ。
And I felt my anger rising. and I could not have forgiven her even if she just realized.
腹黒め。コロナは騙されないんだから。
Okay, so we're going to pass to see what got Korona to really hate Saya to the point where she would yell at Saya for everything, and when Saya tries to be nice, it's like, you're just trying to cover up what bad things you did in the past. So I first met her about a month after she moved here.
こんにちは、コロナちゃん。誰？
She's pretty, prettier than anyone else in Mikazuki village. She looked like a princess out of a children's book, and I remember thinking that was I saw her for the first time.
天の川さやっていうの、よろしくね。よろしく。
So Sai just moved here, so be nice to her. So he introduces her to me, and they look like a prince and princess staying there. And I always thought they looked great together. I didn't like the handsome Akini being taken from me, but she's a princess, so there's nothing I could do. And I'm just a child. And I couldn't get between the perfect couple. And a lot has happened after that, and I barely saw Akini anymore. So Korona's arguing to her mother. So you can't go out at night. It's dangerous. And after I begged, Akini had finally brought me along. So I wonder when this happened. But it hadn't turned out well. So my mom had gotten very angry, and I wasn't really allowed to hang around with Akini and the others anymore. Say, well, he's a bad influence. He brought you out at night, and I said no, so you will not go with him. Well, if you really wanted to, then you'll have to break rules. So it's either... My brother said that so easily. But if the mom gets angry again, she might have told the school. So my brother didn't get in trouble, anymore at the time. So mom said that she's tired of yelling at him. Okay, so for Takeichi, he did get yelled at a lot of times, and it's just that he's grown up to, well, I'm just going to do whatever I want. And the mom just could not control him. But that doesn't give the mom the right to, okay, I failed dealing with Takeichi, so I'm going to try my same techniques on Korona, and hopefully ensure that Korona does become the person that I want her to. So he never listens no matter how much she yelled, so I guess she just gave up. Well, if you are afraid of mom, then you can stay at home and make her happy. And it's like my mother had given up on Takeichi, so she's putting all her expectations on me. So I want you to be this excellent person. I want you to become a successful person in the future, get into like a high-paying business level job. So she got angry at me a lot, even for things my brother did. And that continued for a long time. In the spring, Hikari moved away, and I thought she would have a going away party, but she never did. So my brother said that she got in a big fight with Akini before she moved. So Akini is depressed for a long time after Hikari left. So kind and handsome, my other big brother. But he isn't kind to me. I'm really lonely when he would not talk to me. So my kind and handsome big brother had become handsome, but also a little scary. And my brother had started to hang out with him again, but he just continued to ignore me just like before. Sakini stopped looking at the stars after that. So the dam was built and my family moved to a new home. And I had my own room in the new house. And I could have friends over then. But so all I did was study, so I didn't have any friends. So the mom's like, well, I want you to be excellent. And that didn't really give Korona much opportunity to go and meet with other people. And there are girls I am friendly with at school, but they would not come to my house because they were afraid of my brother. So what's wrong with Takeichi that he would scare Korona's friends or classmates away? So Akini is like that for a long time. And I guess his fight with Hikari bothered him that much. But Hikari is already gone. And it's her family's decision, so Hikari didn't have a choice. So the prince and princess are perfect for each other. And the prince is sad, the princess will cheer him up. And I just thought that this is how it worked. So it turns out my perception is wrong. So she thinks of Saya being the princess and then Akito being the prince. And it's like, well, when Akito's all upset, how come Saya is not around to help Akito? So maybe she's a witch who pretended to be a princess. And I'm sure of it. So she tricked Akito. And Akini is so depressed, but she would not cheer him up. So yeah, she tricked him. And at some point, she wasn't with Akini anymore. So I'm just a child, so I could not banish the witch. So I want to get rid of this evil influencer. And I wonder if I could do it when I became a lady. So a beautiful face, beautiful hair and eyes like gems. And the witch had everything that I didn't. So I'm jealous that I started hating her. And I thought it would never change. But a turning point came out of nowhere. Sakini got into Hoshidaiichi and basically lived in the astronomy club room. And that's the time when Saya is taking care of Akito all over again. Well, thank you. So your Odin is the best, Saya. So the witch came back at some point. So more torture for Akini. She stood there smiling next to Akini like nothing had happened. So Akini is smiling next to her too, even though he hadn't smiled in so long. And no matter how hard I tried, he never smiled. So wait, how come he's back with this witch?
こんにちは、コロナちゃん。久しぶりだよね。
So do you want to come too, Korona?
よければ一緒にどう？
Well, I really felt like she's teasing me. So she's being nice, but it's like she's trying to trick me or lure me into something that's very horrible, very dangerous. And it's like all my hard work is for nothing. So Akini is a mean, he's mean too, even though he had been tricked and neglected, or like, well, it's more like I'm sure he can't see the lights. Like he doesn't know that he's being tricked, and every time Saya tries to help him, it's like she's luring him more and more deeper into a trap.
コロナちゃん？うるさい。うるさい、うるさい、うるさい！あっち行け！この泥棒猫！
And I ran away. I'm jealous, angry, and disappointed in myself. And I went home and bawled in my room. And I tried and cried. Even when the tears dry up, I didn't feel better. So that concludes that Sai is a witch. The witch had gone away, but came back. Akini is completely fooled by the witch. Even though I knew that they are so good together that I could only see them as prince and princess.
アキ兄はこれで幸せなのかな?
So he probably wants Saya then. Or he wants the witch. So he's being tricked by the witch, but he's smiling about it. And I'm happy that it didn't look like he's suffering. And if that is because of the witch's magic, I should have been thankful to her. So she's using some kind of spell to make Akito get closer to her and basically brainwash him.
なんかムカつく。
So everyone is fooled by the witch. A beautiful face, beautiful hair, and eyes like gems. And she's more special than anybody, and everyone likes or loved her. And the witch might have ended up controlling the world.
コロナだけは騙されないぞ。
So I'd be the only hope for the world. And then someday I would banish the witch and save Akini. So I'm going to defeat the witch and get Akini to snap out of the spell. And then he'll realize that, oh my god, Sayuri is a very cunning, evil witch. And I'll be the hero who saves Akini. And with that determination, I waited for the right time. So a turning point comes again. So the time when Hikari came back after all these years.
その名前で呼ぶな。
So this was in the common route, and it was around the point where I first stopped the Let's Play for this title, A Sky Full of Stars. And if you remember, what happened was that while Akito was inside the store talking with Miharu, the teacher, or the ex-teacher, he hears some commotion, and you see that Korona was fighting with Saya over something that we don't know yet.
この脳天チョップ、やっぱりピカリンだ。そうだよ。ほうき星光、ハレー彗星のごとく華麗に舞い戻ってきたぜ。
And incredibly, Hikari comes back. And she's even more powerful. She's pretty, and her boobs are amazing. And I know she's here to defeat the witch and save Akini. So Hikari is the coolest to me, then I'm really happy. And if Korona wants to be nice to Hikari, she could stop calling Hikari Hikari. Because we know that Hikari does not like the nickname Hikari. But the happiness did not last long. So Hikari went far away and Akini's face looked lonely again. And the witch disappears again, laughing at Hikari's efforts. And was it to heal her wounds or to hurt Akini? But I could not let things be. And I was not a kid. And if she isn't by Akini's side, then I would be. So it looks like this witch abandoned Akini once again. And I can make Akini smile all the time. And I knew it is ambitious, but I had to do it. I had to become a princess to save the prince. Okay, so back in present times, I had thought that I could be a princess. I could almost reach the stars, or the tiara. But the witch appeared again. Her words struck me just like a curse. If she wants to thank me, then why isn't she by Akini's side? So when Akini had the fight with Hikari, she acted like she didn't know. And this time too. But she had hidden herself from Akini again. And just what's her plan? What's her evil plan? I don't care if she's a witch, I just don't want her to hurt Akini anymore. So Hikari is beaten, and I could not get Hime involved. My brother had his head in the clouds because of Naru-chan, so I could not count on him. So Nare. And now I'm alone on the front to defeat evil Saya Amanagawa. And what am I supposed to do? She pushed Akini to me and then had the nerve to say thank you. And now is my turn. The witch is after me. So I gotta protect myself and not be poisoned by this to hurt me and give Akini trouble. So if I run away, Akini would get hurt again. And he would be the witch's fool. And just how could I beat her? So sitting around doing nothing is going to get me nowhere. And it's a fight I could not run from. I had to be brave and decisive. And I'm going to go to battle. So I like Korona's little imagination about Saya and how she's this evil witch who's put on this spell to brainwash and deceive everyone, especially for Akini. And Akini does not realize that he's being controlled by witch Saya Amanagawa. But if you have seen the common route and divergence route A, that's obviously not the case. And if there's one problem, it's that Korona's mother really needs to step back and reevaluate her parenting. So her strict parenting, ordering the kids to do what she wants to, and kind of like, this is what I want you to be when you grow up, isn't working. And after she failed to control or parent Takeichi to become the person that she wants him to be, she instead tries to do the same thing on Korona. And unlike Takeichi, Korona doesn't have the guts to stand up to the mother and pretty much just follows through. And as a result, Korona gets left behind. And usually, once Takeichi failed, the mother should have kind of thought about it, like, well, how come my parent didn't work? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And I'm pretty sure the mother is not very happy with Takeichi wanting to become a sports kind of person. And we do know from the childhood phase, way back in the common route, that Takeichi's not one of the bright students, and he gets bad grades like Hikari did. So anyways, Korona's like, well, I'm going to finish Amaragawa Saiwai off once and for all. So now that everyone else has been defeated by this monster, it's up to me to save Akini from her.
ギッタンギッタンにしてやる。逃げたらお前の命はないと思え。
So I sent a challenge, and now I could have my final battle with the witch. So I could not take it back. And I had to do it. So you're here. And it's 8 o'clock. Time to face the witch. And Saya's like, what's going on? And she's acting all calm.
ごめんね。ちょっとわけがわからないっていうか。問答無用。お願いだから落ち着こう。ゆっくりお話しすればわかると思うから。その手には乗らないぞ、この魔女め。魔女
？So now that she has been discovered, she must have been panicking.
そっか。コロナちゃんにはそんな風に見えてたんだ。
And I'm sure Versailles like, well, what's going on? So why am I a witch?
ごめんね。こんな目してて。
So tears fell sadly from the witch's eyes.
いや、そうじゃなくて。
And that's pretty much enough to prove Korona's interpretation of Saya wrong.
いいの、わかってる。ずっと気持ち悪いって言われ続けてきたんだから。
The witch is crying. And I made the witch cry. And a great victory for Korona. Well, that's what I thought anyways.
違うよ。その瞳はまるでお姫様みたいだって思う。
So now Korona feels bad herself. And I thought she's getting something wrong. Well, I couldn't press Saya Amaragawa anymore.
お姫様？とっても綺麗だし、顔も髪も目も全部キラキラでお姫様みたい。
Well, I said it. And this pretty girl who stood at Akini so well. Even if I thought she's a witch, she's super cute.
ありがとう。お世辞でも嬉しいな。コロナはお世辞なんて言わないもん。
So I followed up aggressively. Wait, so what the heck am I doing?
そうだね。それと、昨日のこと謝りたくて。
So I must have caused so much trouble for you.
ごめんね。ありがとうなんて言っちゃって怒ったよね。
And for science I wonder what you were mad about yesterday.
当たり前だよ。コロナは超おこだよ。
So it's true that I was angry. But for some reason, I just couldn't stay mad.
やっぱり私が悪いんだよね。当たり前だよ。アキ兄がどれだけ悲しいんだか知ってる？
And when he fought with Hikari, and when Aki's grandpa died, and when he had to live in the astronomy club room. And I let her know everything I was mad about when she went away from Akini.
ごめんなさい。気づかないでそうしたならまだいいよ。でも知っててそうしたんでしょ？
So she really is a witch, so Akini's enemy.
アキト君を傷つけたのは分かってる。慰めてあげられなかったのも事実だよ。でもね、私だって傷ついてたんだから。
So she said that with a voice near tears. She faces me and hands me something, so let her.
何これ？
She told me about her secret about the letter.
それで、アキ兄から距離を取ったんだ。
It could have been that I had the wrong idea too. And I had no idea about any of this. Well, I know nothing and just went with my own assumptions. Okay, so Korona finally realizes that, well, what I see as Saya is wrong the entire time. And that means I shouldn't be angry at her for all this.
ごめんね。私のせいで。でも、それはしょうがないよ。天野がさん、だってアキ兄以上に傷ついてたんだし。
Well, if that was the case, it could not be helped. So she is shocked and felt guilty, and of course, she could not see him.
でも、やっぱり諦められなくて。それで、たまたまきっかけがあって、また普通に接するようになったの。時間かかったよね。
So it must have been a long time.
うん。軽く2年以上は。
So Saya Managawa smiles painfully, and she still isn't over him at all.
じゃあ、なんで今回も？
So what is it this time now?
光に悪いから。ピカリン？なんでそこでピカリンが出てくるの？女同士の友情ってやつかな。光が戻ってくるまでそのままでいいよって決めたの。抜け駆けするなんてフェアじゃないしね。
So she stayed away from Akini for Pikarin's sake.
でも、もうあの頃とは違うから平気だと思ったの。むつら星の会がある。アキト君はまた 星を見るようになってくれた。それにコロナちゃんがいてくれたから。
And she looks at me and smiles a little. It's a smile that would charm a prince. So it turns out she's not a witch, but a princess.
コロナなんて全然お姫様なんかじゃないし。
So I couldn't help being embarrassed in the face of that beauty. And wait, so why am I stupid? I hate her because of my fantasies. In fact, I had been terrible to her for a long time. So this witch thing has been in Korona's mind for many years. And despite that, the princess never once got angry. And the only people not angry with me is Akini and this girl.
そんなことない。コロナちゃんだってお姫様だよ。違う、そういうんじゃないの。ちゃんと伝わってたよ。昔からずっとアキトくんのこと見ててくれたの。ごめんね、私が全然ダメでコロナちゃんにばっかり甘えちゃって。そんな、コロナは全然うまくやれなくて。
So I wanted to cheer Akini up. I wanted him to enjoy seeing the stars again. But I couldn't do it. My feelings missed the mark.
うまくいかないのはみんな一緒だよ。
That's true.
でもちゃんと思いは伝わってるよ。もちろんアキトくんにだって。嘘。アキトくんはちょっと鈍感だから好きって気持ちは届いてないけどね。でもコロナちゃんと一緒にいてすっごくいい顔で笑うようになった。光がいなくなって落ち込んじゃうかなって心配してたんだけど。でもそんなことなかったね。コロナちゃんのおかげだからね、言いたかったの。ありがとうって。
And I finally understand that I've been wrong the whole time. So she had always liked Akini and always looked out for him. She valued him much more than I did.
ありがとうなんて、それはコロナが言うセリフだよ。アキ兄のことずっと気にしててくれてありがとう。それとごめんなさい、ちっとも気づかなくて。いいんだよ、私のは自業自得だもん。でもそれじゃ悲しすぎるよ。
She couldn't tell him just how much she cared, so she always had to treat him normally.
悲しまないでコロナちゃん、私は平気だから。でもあなたが知ってくれた。私はそれだけで十分嬉しいの。
And this is the sorrow of love. But there's nothing I could do, only feel sympathy for her.
コロナはコロナもアキ兄のことが好き。うん、私と同じ。嫌じゃない？
So is that going to make you upset?
ううん、嫌じゃないよ。コロナちゃんはどうかな。
So what about you then, Korona?
全然、むしろずっと好きになった。よかった、ありがとう。
Hold on, I'm a little fast for Saya, so let's slow down.
よかった、ありがとう、そう言ってくれて。
Okay. So the atmosphere is peaceful. I had set her a challenge and planned to destroy her, but at some point our friendship had bloomed.
でもコロナは遠慮しないよ。ピカリンが帰ってくるまで我慢するなんて無理だもん。それは気にしないで。私と光の問題だから。でもむしろ今がチャンスだよ。光が戻ってきたら 私も本気だし。
So she egged me with a smile. And just what is this princess thinking about? And just how did she get people to love her so much?
どうなっても知らないよ。コロナ、結構悪なんだから。自分の武器、よくわかってるよね。そりゃあお姫様のように何でも持ってるわけじゃないからね。あるもの使って戦うしかないんだよ。
Okay. So if it was a real fight, I could never beat her. And now is my only chance.
さ、今までちゃんと言えなかったけど、天の川は先輩って呼んだ方がいいのかな。さやでいいよ。じゃあさやさやで。
Okay, so how about Saya?
それはちょっと恥ずかしいかも。ならさやっちは
She's more selfish than I thought.
ならアルビレオのプリンセスって呼ぶことにする。
So how about this one, Princess of Alberio?
それは勘弁してお願いだから。ふふふ。じゃあそっちが決めて。
Okay, so what do you want me to call you then?
さやさんでお願いします。なんかしっくりこないな。
So that's kind of boring.
そっちはコロナちゃんって呼ぶでしょ。だからこっちはさやちゃん。わかった。
Okay.
いいよそれで。じゃあさやちゃん。
Okay, so I'll call you Saya-chan. I put my right hand.
握手しよう。数年越しの仲直りの印に。
And Saya-chan took my hand. Her palm is soft and warm and surprisingly small, and it made me think she really is a princess.
これからもよろしくね、コロナちゃん。こっちこそ同じ人を好きになった者同士仲良くしよう。
And we are suddenly so friendly, I could not believe how much I had hated her. And my mistakes are revealed and everything is apparent. It makes me feel a little guilty and I'm nervous about going forward. But I knew this is for the best. And working together suited me better than confrontation.
ありがとね。私も今日はありがとう。
It's a really good night. And when I look up, the sky is full of stars. And I didn't realize how nice of a night it was.
アキト君に写真送っちゃおうか。いいね。
I didn't expect the princess to be so fun. Okay, so I noticed I'm at an hour for this episode, so I'll leave the rest to the next episode. And it looks like Korona got some resolution with Saya. So Korona has been wrong the whole time and now she realizes it. And like I said, if you really want to see the story about Akito getting into a fight with Hikari and Saya being distant, that was all covered in Divergence Route A, well, some of it, as well as the individual character routes, I'm pretty sure, for Saya and Hikari. So hopefully that's going to allow Korona to be a little bit more relieved going forward. And more importantly, we haven't really seen much about Korona's progress with studying. And that's more important. So if Korona wants to make her mother happy and get some relief off of her constant parenting or strict parenting, she should pass the exams to Meiko Academy. And I know she's already being welcomed to Meiko Academy by Orihime and Honoka, even before, well, ever since Korona wanted to apply to Meiko Academy. So anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you later.